Hi everybody, welcome to the broadcast. I'm Janet Prensky.
I'm Anne-Marie Eigner.
And we are
another fabulous week, right? What a week.
Well, for those of you who are worried about the Broad's hydration issues here in Boston, the water is flowing again in Big Bean Town. It has been quite harrowing, hasn't
What
it?
an experience. I've never been through anything like that.
No.
And we were getting emails on from our fans all over the country going, thinking of you, don't drink the water. It's making, singing dirty water.
Very odd. And plus, as many of you know, we run also a public relations and marketing agency, and one of our clients is a supermarket chain here in New England, Shaw's. And for the first weekend since we've started with Shaw's, we were on call this weekend because our client was on vacation. And I remember saying, oh, what's the big deal? So we're on call this weekend. What could happen? What could happen?
See,
it's not like we're going to run out of water in Boston, right?
Don't do that again. And before we get into our subject of the week,
yes, you have some issues you'd like to raise.
A couple of things. Well, first of all, this story, which I thought would really delight you, from the Wall Street Journal, and not from some Newser or some of Beth's usual.
Very impressed that you read the Wall Street Journal.
Wall Street Journal.
It must be the personal journal section, though, right? Of course.
Yes. No, I read the whole Wall Street Journal.
Yes,
at least the first page of every section.
Okay.
A case for those extra 10 pounds.
Why do you look at me when you say
Well, actually, I'm looking at myself, frankly.
This hurts my feelings.
I've sucked out as much as I possibly can from various parts of my body.
And
the rest I'm stuck with.
how much did you lose from sucking it out?
Not much. Not enough.
That doesn't seem.
I told him while he was in there to go a little lower. And go around.
Slip.
A little fat can help. Overweight people are no more likely than those of normal weight to die from cancer or cardiovascular disease. I mean, I think within reason.
Well, a little fat can help, or a little fat doesn't hurt.
Doctors who study osteoporosis say a little extra weight may help strengthen bones.
I knew that.
Congratulations,
strongest
honey.
bones in town.
As they age, women who are overweight often look younger than other women.
I think so.
Well, I know I've gotten looking a lot younger.
The fatter
myself.
I've gotten. Although you will admit that the skinnier women, older women, get very gaunt and more wrinkly.
Yeah.
And the fatter, in fact, I also find drinking, which pickles you. It's another nice way to keep your looks. So the pickling and the fatting is really working for us, the drinking and the eating.
Keep it up.
Yes, follow the
Never look better. So another subject which I just discovered this morning, which I really find important, this is a little more serious, is in honor of Mother's Day this week. And I know we're going to talk about sort of celebs and mothers and that kind of thing. American Cancer Society asking us to launching a campaign called Choose You, meaning women don't take good enough care of themselves. They take care of those around them. And this is a campaign aimed at women,
well, I think that's a very
Isn't that good? I love it.
Segue into our issue today. Not our issue today, just so you know, because sometimes Anne-Marie doesn't follow what I tell her. And read my emails. Ever reads my emails. But we're not actually talking about moms today.
Okay.
Right. But that's okay. But this works very nicely because what we are talking about is what you do, in fact, identify yourself as. Right. Now, many women do identify themselves as moms. If you say to someone, what do you do, who are you, they'll say, first and foremost, I'm a mom. Or first and foremost, I'm a wife.
Can I just read you a
Please
stat?
Interrupt me. I insist. I absolutely insist.
90% of women fall short of following a healthy diet. 85% fail to do at least 30 minutes of exercise a week. And that's because they say, no time. Too busy taking care of my family. I come last.
Well, I will say,
not
a good thing at all. But I think the older you get, the more into your boomer years, the more into your 50s and 60s, the more it is about you.
And as it well should be.
And if you go onto our Facebook page, which I know you do periodically.
Every hour.
I am there for our fans. She, not so much. Sorry. But if you go onto our Facebook page where we pose this question, you will see a lot of responses when I said, how do you define yourself? Most people said, it's about me.
That's great.
It is about me.
That is so great.
Capital
I'm so
M,
pleased
capital
to hear
E.
that.
And it's taken women a long time to
there.
move from being caretaker, caregiver, mother, wife into me.
Well, you made a very good point, and I did pay attention, by the way.
I knew you did.
When you mentioned that was going to be our subject of the week, you said, how did you define yourself, Anne-Marie, yourself? How did you define yourself all those years?
And I remember very distinctly, you were always, well, I can't remember, our friend Candace used to call you single mother with a bee's nest. Because she was a single mom, and she ran her own business when she started out. I was not there for the first year or so. So she was a single mother business owner, and that was your identity. And now what would you identify yourself as? I think you've become a boomer broad.
I have.
And I think that has become an identity for you.
Well, I've definitely become a very vocal, active boomer broad.
Be damned. Everybody be damned.
Who still runs a business.
And runs a business. And is still a single mother, but obviously your kids are grown, so the mothering aspect is not as dominant in your life.
Although kids live it is elsewhere. Mother's Day coming up.
Wink, wink,
wink,
God,
wink.
Don't forget her. She takes it out on me when you forget her. Please send her something. But, my identity, in case you're wondering.
Oh, yes, and what is your identity? And tell us, Janet, what is your identity?
Thank you for thinking of me. No, I think if people said, one word to describe me, I always said funny. Because that was always my identity.
But you still are.
Yes, I am.
So your identity hasn't changed,
Not
really?
as much, because I didn't, I went less caring about what I looked like. Because in the old days, I might have said I was very large-breasted as when I was younger. So I was like the big-busted, funny girl. And now I'm a smaller-breasted, funny girl. But it's less about what I look like and more about who I am and my personality.
And honestly, I think that is a quality of age.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
I think the older we get, the less we are identified by how we look. Mm-hmm. Although, honestly, it's maybe more how we feel. Because I'm like, why am I still working out 6 days a week then?
Because it's how you feel.
It's
you
more
feel
about my health than it is about the weight.
If you don't
I'm
work
stuck
out,
with those 10 pounds.
You feel crappy. You feel crappy if you don't work out.
I'm guilt-ridden.
Yes.
It's really more about the guilt.
I agree with you. I need to even take a 20-minute walk, and that'll solve everything for me.
Yeah.
But actually, this whole thing came about because of the People cover story.
And by the way, I think she's our Broad of the Week.
Okay.
That's I nominate her for Broad of the Week.
Change things around, you little devil. But this came about
I love what she
here's
did.
a woman who went from an identity of actress wife to actress
superstar,
mother.
Right? Superstar Oscar winner.
And moved out the wife thing. Goodbye, that's no longer my identity.
But
and
also,
she had made that into quite a strong identity,
I
don't you think?
the way
now she's a mommy.
the way she handled this was
Genius.
Beyond brilliant.
Genius.
Beyond brilliant.
And it
puts
really us PR people to shame.
Well, it really says, to me, it says something about the whole mentality of Hollywood. Mm-hmm. Because those who complain about the paparazzi and complain that they never have any, there are ways that you don't have to be in the public eye. You can have a life if you do it that way, if you manage it that way.
You don't have to be Paris Hilton and Lindsay
Unless
Lohan.
you want to be.
If you want to get drunk in bars, and then you say, how the hell did I get into the Inquirer again? You need to look in the mirror,
Good point.
Lindsay, and you won't be happy when you do.
Glad you brought it up.
Now, here's a woman with an identity. Kirstie Alley, what's her identity?
She's a big girl.
She's fat.
Fat girl.
Fat. As was
and proud of it.
John Candy. We have a couple of people we want to do identity. Now, Conan O'Brien, his identity was... I love this picture. Beth, good find from my producer Beth on this one. Identity was Tonight Show host. And then he lost that identity.
And became the Fired.
Exactly right.
Tonight
and now
Show
soon
host.
to be... Is it TNT or TBS?
TBS.
Now soon to be TBS late night host.
And talking a lot about it.
Shaken up.
So for somebody who's not supposed to be talking about it.
Gay. She came out and that she became gay, and now she's moved away from that identity into funny talk show host.
Well, funny judge of American Idol talk show host, which I didn't think the American Idol part went too well.
Should we ever do a Boomer Broad show without showing Heidi Montag's boobs? Just what the hell? We just have to show it. And what is her
when you're
talk
an
about
F.
someone who is all about what they look like, and that is her identity. What's up here makes no difference. What's here is all that makes the difference. Heidi, we do not salute you.
At all.
This was going to be my Broad of the Week.
I'm sorry,
but okay.
I really think. Well, no. I mean, we can leave it up.
And the reason I chose
wonderful.
her is because she was the one who said a woman cannot be identified as a wife, a mother, and a career woman.
Because you can't do it all.
You can't do it all, and she might very well be right.
Well, in my case, she was right. I couldn't do it all.
You don't see a lot of people able
successfully
to do it
able to do it.
all.
Well, thank you. You certainly zipped through those, didn't you?
You know it, baby.
But we're
Another
talking mom.
successful
We're
show.
talking mommy next week.
Okay.
You promise?
Okay, absolutely.
Because I think that's a big one, and I wish all
game.
of our friends the best of Mother's Days. Really, I do.
And
You deserve it. You deserve it.
Absolutely.
Be good to yourself.
Be good to yourself. And even if you're not a mom or your mom has passed away, happy Mother's Day all the same. See you soon.